fulfillment doesn't go through weight loss. Weight loss and fulfillment can live side by side, and they're things you can focus on to achieve and to bring into your life side by side. It can be unnerving, right? You might feel disappointed. You might feel heartbroken. You might feel like your identity is rocked. Because for years, that has been your North Star, right? That has been where your energy was focused. You've been chasing a version of your life that was only just 10 pounds away, only just 20 pounds away, whatever it is, insert your own number. And now that you're realizing that you could hit that number and still feel empty, still feel insecure, still feel disconnected, that's an ache, right? Like that's a grief. It is a grief, right? It's an acceptance and a grief, but it doesn't mean that you failed. And this is what I want people to understand. That sinking feeling that you get, or that kind of lack of sensational feeling that you get, that reality check that you get, people often connect that with like almost, people often connect that with that something's wrong, or I don't know if it's a failure, but it's just like, oh, this, it's the exact thing about addicts, right? It's like we chase this high or this imagination of a high, but it never is high enough, right? It never is high enough. And that's this, right? It's like you get there, but you imagine this high and it's not delivering. And that feeling of sinking or that feeling of emptiness, we can all of a sudden think is a failure, but it's not a failure. It actually means you're waking up, right? So there's a really amazing opportunity here to see that sinking feeling not as like going more deep into the depths of despair, but actually as the beginning of a new identity for yourself. One that, now you're in a body that if you have lost the weight and you are close, that you've wanted and actually feel confident in, so now you have to build the bricks of the actual emotional things that you want, right? So, so waking up is like you're starting to see that this fantasy wasn't actually what you wanted. It was what you hoped would give you everything else. And when you let that illusion go, it's so freeing, right? Like it's amazing. It's the opposite of giving up. Because what most women realize when they stop, when they stop hiding in this fantasy, is that what they wanted wasn't what they wanted wasn't just thinness, right? Like they were putting all the energy into like this result that can be physically measured, right? Thinking that we can just then parlay that result into emotional fulfillment. But when you wake up, you realize that what you wanted alongside losing weight was permission, right? Permission to feel proud, permission to speak your mind, to take up space, to eat without guilt, to rest without feeling like you need to feel guilty about that or continue to be productive while you're resting, which often is eating, right? That's one of the huge, one of the biggest triggers for women for emotional eating and binging is this subconscious and just internal sense of guilt for resting, right? Like we want to be, we want to be seen, we want to be chosen, right? We want to create loving partnerships, right? This is what you wanted alongside the weight loss goal. The thing is permission to speak up, right? Permission to take up space, eat without guilt, rest without explanation, to feel seen, heard, prioritized. right? None of that's weight dependent, but we're conditioned to think it is, right? Through old narratives, through social media, through marketing and advertising, right? Some of the images we see on TV, they're subconscious. And at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is that it is on some level easier to put the focus on the body and delude ourselves into thinking that thinness will give us all that stuff, because it's easier almost to manage that than to unpack the deeper emotional needs and the deeper emotional landscape that we're looking to foster and create. The need for connection, the need to feel like we're worthy, the need to stop performing, people pleasing, and just be. Right? So if you're still carrying around that fantasy that when you're thin, you'll finally feel whole, let me tell you something completely radical, right? You're allowed to want to lose weight, and you're allowed to outgrow the belief that weight loss will save you.